Friends, cash is back. A glorious start to the week as FM Pwn has finally dropped the workshop link to the long-awaited CS2 port of one of the very best Counter-Strike maps of all time. So, I haven't even launched it yet. We're going to take a live look at cash together, explore all of the new stuff that's there, and then at the end of the video, we'll talk about the future and whether or not this map will be coming back into the pool sooner rather than later. But before we get started, make sure you guys take a second, leave a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It helps out immensely in the YouTube algorithm. And make sure you follow me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/LionHeartZ. I stream Sunday through Friday at 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I hope to see you there soon. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so full transparency, just between us, huh? You know, don't tell anyone else about this. But I recorded my entire run through of looking at cash, and then the audio was whack. So we're back. Re-recording, pain in the ass, but we make it work. So this is not my blind first look at cash. This is now my second confused look at cash. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, I really like the color palette. I love that we're kind of merging the two versions of cash, the original CSGO port and then the remake. There's a lot more greenery, but it's not lime green everywhere all over the map. It feels like a good compromise. It still looks new. It still looks like it's made in CS2 versus CSGO, but it's not going to assault the eyes with green. As far as performance, at least on an offline map, doesn't seem to be too bad. But it remains to be seen. Some testing with lower tier rigs will be necessary, not really my department, but just running through, I'm not really noticing any worse performance than any other map, which is a good sign. Let's go ahead and work towards the B side first, which is what I did in the original recording. The first thing that I noticed right away, rocking through cash, is that the lighting is genuinely fantastic. I don't see any dark corners where models might get blended in. It seems like there's contrast in all the right places. So I think FM Pwn did a really great job of making sure that people won't be lost when you're trying to acquire targets. There's just good lighting everywhere. I love all of the accents around the map. All the new assets like the APCs and stuff look really good. The lighting in general is fantastic. I think the aesthetics of cash are by far some of the best in CS2 currently. Going over into Sunroom, everything looks pretty standard as it used to be. One thing I noticed right away is there aren't the handy smoke markers that used to be above this window in the last version of cash. Might be nice to see those added in a later update. Other than that, everything looked great so far. I have no complaints with the visuals. There's no real changes to the layout like whatsoever. I just think the map looks super good. The lighting in B-side I think is fantastic. It's a good mix of dark and light while not washing out, again, the player contrast. Players staying over here at headshot, they're going to be seen very well. And your view as a headshot player into main is perfect. Look how well lit that is. You're never going to lose a T going across your screen. And I think that's so important when you're designing maps nowadays. Everything backside looks good. Into checkers, really well lit once again. Even in the darker areas like towards heaven, a CT is going to stand out very well there. If we would just go over, and for the sake of argument here, if we just maybe like right there, bot underscore place. Go, now we're bot there. We drop back down to the site. Look, the CT is still very well outlined in there. It's still very easy to see them. So I think they did a good job with the lighting, an immeasurably good job. Let's go and take a look at mid now. Mid room, just the same as it's ever been. These slabs up here are kind of an interesting change because now if you're swinging as the CT towards mid and you want to clear into Z, you have to be aware that there's this elevation change where T's are going to be standing higher than you're expecting to if you're just holding for this pre-fire. I think that's interesting. I don't know how often you're going to see a T standing back here, but I could imagine like an op coming here at the beginning of the round to like contest the early Z push. If you know they're on eco, you might be playing up here pretty often with a rifle. It's an interesting change. I don't know how I feel about it, but I'm not like opposed on the surface. Going into mid itself, very much standard issue cash mid. Again, the contrast is nice. The run to vent is very easy. You can see everything very well. Again, no CTs getting hit in here. Even sandbags is pretty well lit. So again, the lighting is just fantastic. The big thing, the only change I have noticed so far from the last version of cash is there is no more sniper's nest. No more scaffolding, no more ladder. You can't get up here with a scout. That's gone. This is now just a way to throw nades through. I think that's good. I never liked this being an angle you had to worry about when clearing mid, so I am glad it's gone. Walking up through short towards A site. Everything again looks great. Go up onto the ladder room here and get our first look at B. Again, I think the visual contrast between the green cache, old cache, and this cache, I think we've really struck a good balance here. I think FM Pwn just hit it out of the park. Go in through Squeaky. The only failing is the teddy bear's gone. There is no more teddy bear on cache. Bring back the teddy bear, please. no teddy bear, or we riot. Oh, I actually didn't even notice this the first time. This is what we're going through a second time. There's now a save box back here. This is gonna be cheeky. This is gonna catch someone off guard the first time because they're not gonna be looking for this, but this is a good box to stand on to save. I wonder if there's any like wall bang lineups through here maybe with an op. Something to consider. Yeah. Dude, honestly, I'm very excited to play it. Hopefully we can get some 10-mans going in our community Discord. Check the link in the description down below. We can start playing on cash a little bit and feeling things out. But yeah, with that done, we're going to jump over to the post commentary and talk about what's next, whether we're getting cash back anytime soon. Because honestly, discussion around cash gets pretty interesting. Okay, so when can we realistically expect cash to return to the game? As we all know, cash is very popular. I think we're at a point in the map pool with CS where with Train being back, I think we've made things a lot better, but it's very clear that something else needs to change soon. Inferno has a lot of problems, maps like Anubis aren't very popular, and Mirage has been here since the dawn of the Stone Age, so something has to give, right? I think we're pretty set on keeping maps like Nuke, Dust 2, and Ancient. They seem to be some of the more consistent maps in the pool. Everyone seems to like them generally. They produce great matches at the pro level, so it's everything else that seems up for grabs. But does any of that even matter? Because as has been raised over on Twitter by Jason Lake, are Valve even wanting to bring cash back? Apparently, Valve has had a new policy as of late where they've been unwilling to buy out the rights to maps from their creators to bring them into the game. Now, the tweets are on screen for you to pause and read, but basically Jason Lake has heard behind the scenes, and take this with a pinch of salt because this is no official communication from Valve, but apparently Valve has some hesitancy in buying or leasing maps for official play. Now, we have no clarification if it's specifically about cash or about maps in general. If I had to speculate though, I don't think this would be the case with cash, but might be the case for future new map efforts. The reason being is that cash is sort of a legacy map. It's been in CSGO's map pool for ever now, like I don't even know how many years, and has been used as an official map both in Valve majors as well as the pro scene at large. So I don't think we're dealing with the case of a brand new map getting popular within the community and then it being pushed to be brought into the game. We're dealing with something that has essentially already been a stout part of Counter-Strike's history. So I think in that case, it would strike me as very odd if Valve were seriously not interested in bringing cash back into the game. At that point, I would question what Valve's priorities are, because it's very clear that new maps have to become a factor at some point in Counter-Strike's lifecycle. Despite what every Premier match continues to tell me, we can't keep playing Mirage for the next 25 years. So we have to get these maps from somewhere, and the community has posed many great maps over the years. Another good example to support this is that Valve bought the rights for Anubis before it was added to the game. It was not a Valve-made map, it was a community map. So there is some recent precedent for this. What I think this does mean in the short term is that cash won't be coming back anytime soon. I've been optimistic that cash would come back to the game after the Austin Major, but if what Jason Lake is saying is true, then cash might not be coming back to the game anytime soon, which would be a huge disappointment. It's a map that just fits in with how Counter-Strike plays. I think it would thrive under the different pace and the buying environment of CS2, and it would just be refreshing to see something like Inferno, especially Inferno. Please God, give us back old Inferno, please, to go out of the map pool for a little bit. Maybe even Mirage. Maybe. I know that's unpopular, but please, Mirage at some point needs to get changed. Regardless of where you go, Counter-Strike is better with cash in it, so hopefully we don't have to wait too long for this new version to come back. I am excited to play this. We'll be organizing some 10-mans in my community Discord, link in the description, and then we'll stream them, also link in the description, so look forward to seeing some cash action soon if you follow those channels. Anyways, that's going to be it for today. Make sure you leave a like, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, as it helps out immensely in the YouTube algorithm. Thank you to our channel members, Justin, Jesse, Furley, Milan Berta, Bubblesj, Dr. Cocktor, Patatas Kaftesi, PTR, B1 Games, Cody Foxworthy, and Justin Vegt. If you want to become a channel member, you can do so at the link in the description down below for $5 a month. You can support me directly, get your name at the end of the video just like this, as well as I roll in our community Discord. And also, once again, follow me on twitch.tv/LionHeartZ2. Can't wait to do some community games on cash. I'll see you guys soon with another video. Peace!